What's happening, everybody? I thank you guys for tuning in and for joining me. It has been quite a great meeting. I hope you guys were able to see everything that was happening. I know that we, we were having some technical difficulties, um, but I definitely want to make sure that you guys were able to get a recap of what was happening. So we were able to talk about the situation happening, of course, with Nolan Wells. We were able to talk about local things happening as well. I just really quickly wanted to go over a few things that we discussed and talk about it with you all. And that's why I'm hoping that you guys will tap that screen, share the live, do whatever you got to do to make sure that we have people on. Nancy Grace spoke a little bit yesterday about some of the hip hop. We'll be able to hear it because the system was kind of weird yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and share that now. And again, want to thank my vice president and attorney Michelle Charles, who came in and really dropped some jewels on us and really gave us some good information for joining us tonight. And it was an amazing experience. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and share this. Let's see here. Share with sound, and we're going to skip through Nancy Grace's video about the Nolan Wells situation, which I think is very important.
In the Nolan Wells investigation, enhanced distress call audio bombshell. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
He was face down on the beach right at the water's edge.
If he was sent face down, that also doesn't make sense to me. If he's face down, wouldn't blood pool just by nature of gravity this way?
So right now we've got a lot of questions, but as the second doctor says, this is all still pending investigation.
If this were your child, wouldn't you want to know what happened?
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear?
So first of all, everybody's going to have their opinions about what was heard, what wasn't heard, what was accurate, what wasn't accurate, this, that, and the third. But yeah, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it just like I heard it. Y'all heard it just like Nancy Grace heard it. That's why she's making the face she's making. That's why I'm acting how I'm acting, because yeah, we heard it just like we heard it. I'm gonna let it play though.
What was that? One more time, please.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Straight out to investigative reporter Crime Stories, Dave Mack. Did you just hear what I heard? Now, this has been transcribed, and this is the CTOW dispatch call. Because, Dave, when I first heard this, I thought, has this been doctored? Is this real? Where's this coming from, Dave?
Nancy, this is coming from from Mississippi, from the actual official. Okay, when we get into the Mississippi Fish and Wildlife and at the reserve putting this out for the public, This is not like from, Dave Mack's recording. This is an official recording, Nancy, that is being issued. And it's shocking when you listen to this call for a tow, for the sea tow. Going further into it, Nancy, you're picking apart all of the different voices that can be heard on this one phone call, trying to determine what is really taking place on this boat that is allegedly sitting in 31 feet of water, a depth of 31 feet. And a bilge pump not working, claiming they're sinking, and calling for help. And yet, in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is the question that was just asked. Are we really hearing all of this activity? Are we really hearing what we heard? You hear somebody scream, "Oh my God, Nolan, is he dead? Can we cover it up?" These are all of the things that we are hearing, right? So when I'm telling you guys, first of all, thank you guys for tuning in. Tap the screen, share. This is why it's important that we pay attention to what's happening. These people are clearly complicit in some type of cover up. So we're going to continue to listen. And this is Nancy Grace's show, by the way.
Guys, this was released from the MDMR, the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. Alexis Tereszcuk joining us out of LA, just joining us now, Crime Stories investigative reporter as well. Alexis, the transcription, I want you to listen to it, Alexis, as we play it again. This is obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. It's not something we just found on TikTok. Listen.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
I run a podcast solo, no producer.
We're just sinking. I don't know. It's going down though. like who is this guy? And what? That's the problem, right? Is that it doesn't even sound like they're really sinking. What it sounds like they're panicking about something that's happening in the background that is not them sinking. And how do we know that? Because they actually denied help. We'll hear it in just a few seconds.
No
here.
editor,
Excuse
no
the
tech
ad that's
skills,
playing.
just Riverside. I get.
But yeah, what?
Okay, Alexis Tereszcuk, jump in.
So it sounds like before the woman starts talking, the operator, everyone in the background is saying, "Is he dead? Nolan, wake the up." And so they are concerned about Nolan. They're saying, literally, "Is he dead?" None of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead on the boat. This is the first time that we are hearing this.
What is the chance that this has been doctored in some way, Alexis Tereszcuk? Because circulating on the internet was a scene where another young man was face down being attacked on the sand. That was not Nolan Wells. That's not Nolan Wells. Repeat. So there are bottom feeders that are fabricating evidence and circulating it, and it's whipping up all sorts of hostility. But regarding this, have you listened to it independently of any transcription?
I have listened to it. I've listened to it over and over, and I've listened to the audio where it's only the sound of the boy calling in and not the operator's voice. So it takes a little bit of the distraction out, and you can just hear the voices, the one friend saying, "Is he dead?" And we are hearing somebody very worried. They're saying, "Is he dead?" Somebody, you think you might have heard them say Nolan right before that. Somebody then says, "Oh my God." So the thing is, there have been a lot of false videos. People have said there was a video where Nolan was screaming, saying, "Give me my phone back." His friend says, "No, that's me in the video." There have been tons of AI generated videos and images and things, but this is the official audio from the organization.
Okay, let's hear the audio to which you are referring. Listen. Now, it's my understanding, Dave Mack, that sound we just played is real sound. That is not doctored sound, but someone else claims that's them saying, "Give me my phone back." That is.
So I just want to really quickly reiterate to you all, and then I'll let the video finish playing for those of you who didn't get to see it, and I'll post this. I was just going to go ahead and exit off, but I just want to reiterate that the reason that it's important for us to pay attention to what's happening is because, in my opinion, allegedly, it appears that there's a cover-up taking place in Mississippi. And so I'm going to continue to allow the video to play so you guys can get the information. Nancy Grace talks to a few experts. And then I'll be streaming live on Twitch and YouTube and different platforms just to continue to expose what is happening. And, we'll research different experts and be able to dive through all of this together. My prayer is, again, that Nolan Wells' family gets the answers that they deserve, which is specifically what happened to Nolan. The Village 337 review, we were able to discuss issues happening in the school board. We were able to discuss some updates about what's happening with the recall petitions and everything that's happening there. So again, shout out to Attorney Michelle Charles, who joined us tonight and helped us with that. And we got some really exciting projects that we're working on. So again, thank you guys for joining. I'm going to let the rest of this play so you guys can get the information, and then I will be logging off once this is finished.
It's not Nolan Wells. Explain.
Well, Nancy, what we have is some friends that were also out on the boat trip out to Horn Island that were with Nolan Wells and were friends with Nolan Wells, claim that was him, that he was the one that was saying, "Give me my phone back," that it wasn't Nolan Wells. So we've got an identification from the person who says, "I was the one saying that. It wasn't Nolan Wells." And when you listen to the audio, Nancy, it does seem like it is not Nolan Wells saying, "Give me my phone back." It sounds like the guy claiming it.
Guys, a lot of confusion surrounding the audio that has been released by the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. This, as we are also learning about an offer made by the United Cajun Navy to Ben Crump, who is representing Nolan's family, to Todd Terrell joining us, the president of the Cajun Navy. Todd, thank you for being with us tonight. Todd, explain to me the offer that you guys made to Crump.
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that I really am specific about the words I use, because I don't want things taken out of context. Me personally, as president of the United Cajun Navy, made a call to Mr. Crump and offering him our services for dogs, cadaver dogs and specific scent dogs. I never heard back from him. Our incident commander, Josh Gill, did speak to Liza Parks, I think he's one of his lead attorneys or whatever, and offered the services as well. The rumors about us talking to Mr. Crump, personally, I want to set the record straight. Nobody, myself, nor anyone from United Cajun Navy spoke personally to Mr. Crump. We did reach out and make an offer, but we did not hear back from him.
Okay. Much has been made of the offer to, was it cadaver dogs, scent dogs, or both, Todd?
It was both. It was cadaver dogs and specific scent dogs. And, some of this needs to be clarified. Okay. And we did make an offer, but we did not hear from him himself.
Gotcha. There's a lot of people on the team. So who is it that you said you guys contacted or spoke with?
Liza Park. And we have a phone record. Our guy, Josh Gill, my incident commander, on the 13th, left her a message. And on the 14th, they reached out to her, and I think got back. I think it was 9:51 on the 14th. There was a 23-minute call with Josh Gill, our incident commander, and Eliza Park, who I believe is Mr. Crump's lead attorney. And so they knew well what we did, the credentials of the dogs, and what our specific offer was. So they knew it ahead of time.
To Marie Pereira joining us, veteran criminal defense attorney. She is also a domestic violence expert and a registered nurse to boot. Marie, thank you for being with us tonight. Here's the deal. A lot has been made that Nolan Wells' family turned down an offer to have the boat searched with cadaver dogs, which, if they had hit on the boat, would suggest a dead body had been on the boat. Here is the fly in the ointment. It's not their boat. They can't give authority or permission or privilege for anybody to get on that boat and search the boat. So the fact that Crump's team didn't call back means nothing. They were not authorized to give authority or privilege or permission for anybody to board that boat, much less a cadaver dog or a scent dog.
You nailed it. And it's not his job or anybody else's to do what the police need to be investigating. After hearing that audio and knowing all the facts, they should be investigating this like it's a homicide and stop with the he say, she say from all of those kids on the boat who are presumed innocent at this moment, but I'm seeing and hearing guilt. Just off the fact that they even had his phone, that part. Why did you even have his telephone? I will never get over that, because even as an adult, my phone is my life. If I'm staying back doing anything, I'm staying with my phone. So they need to be investigating all of those kids, interviewing them piece by piece, one at a time. And I promise you, somebody's going to break and tell the truth here.
Joining me is Marie Pereira. You know, in any criminal investigation, the first thing you do is get all the parties, all of them, and you separate them and you question them separately. You give them a waiver of their rights. They read it, they sign it, you read it out loud to them, you get all this on video, and you ask each one separately what happened before they have a chance to get together and talk. I'm not saying the friends are guilty. I'm not saying they're innocent. What I am saying is that would have been proper police procedure. For all we know, it did happen. It doesn't sound like it happened, but for all we know, it may have happened. The next thing you do is you ask them, would they willingly take a polygraph? Now, you and I, Marie Pereira, know that in a criminal case, polygraphs are not allowed into evidence unless they are stipulated, agreed to before the polygraph is taken. It's the only way they come in. Now, in civil cases, they're allowed in. Think of O.J. Simpson. Didn't come in the criminal case, did come in the civil case, and P.S., he flunked it. That said, that's what you do. You separate them, you talk to them, you record it, you get their waiver of rights, you read their rights out loud on video, then you talk to them. Not hard. Next thing, you bring cadaver dogs and scent dogs on that boat. Now, scent dogs are going to hit on the boat anyway because they state Nolan was on the boat. So they're going to pick up Nolan's scent on that boat. Cadaver dog, whole nother story. And another thing, I would get a search warrant for it. You may not need a search warrant because a moving vehicle, as you know, Marie Pereira, under U.S. v. Carroll, that was the case that goes all the way back to moonshine days, bootleggers. If it's exigent circumstances, in other words, the evidence could leave. In that case, it was a car that was weighted down in the back. And the prohibitionists thought there was moonshine in it, and there was, and they stopped the car because the evidence would have been gotten rid of. Same thing with the boat. You may not even need a search warrant, but you could get one. That said, that should have been done day one. To Todd Terrell, President Cajun Navy, you guys have at your access scent dogs, and cadaver dogs. Do you believe, Todd, that any evidence of a body on that boat would still be detectable, even now?
Not speaking specifically in this case, but in past cases, we've had dogs detect body, blood and smell months and even years later. Our biggest thing was, you got to eat this elephant one piece at a time. And if no one thought there was anything on that boat, they should be willing to allow dogs to go on the boat. So for us, it's a matter of just, it's another tool. It's a tool to use,
So I'm gonna address that. And I know I said I wouldn't come back on. I was gonna wait, but let's be real. The United States Cajun Navy, the Cajun Navy, it seems like they are complicit in the cover-up, in my opinion. Because why would you come on to try to make it seem like Ben Crump is denying help from y'all to actually investigate this case? They made it seem like Ben Crump was denying those cadaver dogs and those scent dogs to be able to go on those boats. It's not his boat. He doesn't own the boat. He can't give you permission just because he's an attorney to go and do it. So if that was a genuine request, if that was a genuine offer of service, then you would have brought that offer of service before the state, before the sheriff's department, now before the FBI, since they're involved in the case. You wouldn't have brought it to the family's attorney, who can't do nothing about it. It seems to me that they're complicit in the cover-up. They're trying to muddy the waters and trying to make it seem as if Ben Crump and Al Sharpton cannot be trusted. I don't trust the Cajun Navy as far as I can see them. And I'm from Louisiana, so I know exactly how they operate. I'm gonna let y'all finish watching Nancy Grace. Because I it just
dogs aren't 100%, but these dogs are pretty damn close to it.
Joining me now is Elliot Connie out of Arlington, Texas, psychotherapist. He's author of Change Your Questions, Change Your Future. He's president and founder of the Solution Focused Universe. He's a star of Family Therapy Podcast and upcoming The Elliot Connie Show. Elliot, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Both sides are so ready to jump on each other.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Now, Nancy, I'm going to do you like you do us. Who the hell is both sides? Who is both sides? The side of justice and truth? I'm going to always be willing to jump at a crack. I'm going to always be willing to jump at a racist or a coon. I'm going to always be willing to call out somebody who is trying to cover up what happened to a young teen because he might be black, because his black life may not be as valuable as another white life. Now, if Nancy wants to pretend in her little world that this doesn't happen in Mississippi, then she can carry on. But if we're being real, Nancy, we don't need this from you.
Imagine.
We don't need the virtue signaling and then the wishy-washy. But y'all gonna see how he addressed that. I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm guessing. I don't know what Crump's thinking, but he did not have authority to release that boat. It's not his boat. That's like me telling you, Elliot, sure, go ahead, search Dave Mack's house. I don't care. You've got my permission. That's not my house. I can't give permission for you to go search it. So it's really simple.
That's absolutely right. It's really simple. I don't really understand so much of this. Like, people are, like you said, they're one side is going after the other instead of just accepting really logical things like the point that you're making here. Like, the family does not have the right to tell the other family what they can and cannot do with the boat. And other people are using that as evidence that there's something somehow wrong with what the family is saying, when all they really want is justice. And justice is the pursuit of truth. And it just seems to be triggering people in such an odd way that I, quite frankly, don't understand.
Maintenance fee, overdraft.
It's called racism. It's called America. It's called the Southern Black experience. And unfortunately, no matter how accepting you are to other people, because we always are the people that give grace. this is going to be our experience until we continue to put our foot down and stand with families like Nolan's family and call out when this is happening to them. I mean, I feel like that's the only way justice will be served. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So that's why I'm here. That's why I've been, calling for you guys to pay attention to what's happening. I'm gonna keep streaming live and continue doing what I have to do and bringing the information to you guys. But yeah, that's been my day so far today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and for joining. Again, y'all remember, it's not a moment, it's a movement. Follow me on all the platforms and stuff, and we will continue to do some good work. So good night, everybody.